Much love, Reflection. Today we're going to talk about the art of letting go. So, the art of it. So, this is going to be a skill set. You will need to practice this as often as you can. Okay? So, as we go through this, I'll give some examples of it. I brought this up in my yoga class today. I've had a couple situations arise past basically like day that I really putting me through the test of this. Okay, and it can be very challenging. It can be extremely challenging to let go of a certain situation, especially when it's involving somebody that you truly care about. you know um, so letting go, like, it's a practice, it's an art. You're gonna have to work with it as much as you can. In the beginning, you might, the paintings, right, that you're painting of this letting go might not be the prettiest paintings. It might not be, and that is just the way it is. That's the way life goes. So the more you practice, the more you implement this into your life on as many different levels as you can, then the more beautiful paintings that you can create as you let go of a situation, let go of a person, whatever it may be. Okay? And there's certain situations and there's certain people that will come up into your life that are there specifically to teach you how to let go. Life is very deep. It's not surface level. It's a very diverse experience that you go through, that like, on so many levels, like, where you meet people, and it might just be a physical connection that you'll have to let go. It might be a spiritual connection that you might have to let go, an emotional one, right? Like, there's different levels that you will have to work with in how you let go. And an example of this, you may have gone through experiences in your life where you went through the experience that you see somebody else going through or about to go through, and you're like, okay, like, I recognize this. I have gone through that. My mind's eye is open. I see the patterns in life. I see this person about to go through that pattern that I have gone through. So let me share some wisdom with them, right? That's coming from the bottom of your heart. Like, I truly care about this person, and I see the road they're going down. I know where it's going. I've been there. So let me share this wisdom. And maybe they, receive it very well and they implement it and they get off that path and get onto a path that is going to be more healthy for them. Maybe they don't. And that is where you will learn how to let go. Okay? And you might not learn that lesson the first time around. Life is like a spiral. Okay? If you know the golden ratio, that is the Fibonacci sequence, that spiral. It goes, you're going to come back around on it. You're going to come back around on that lesson eventually. So the sooner you can implement the skill of letting go, this art of letting go, the easier it will be the next time you come around to it. You'll meet that situation, that person that's going to reflect back to you on why you should let go. You're going to meet that with so much more grace, so much more ease in your life, and it'll just be in the flow. Not saying that it's not going to challenge you. It will. Because there's always choices to make. There's always choices. And it's up to you on what choice you want to make in the situation. So if that person is, not taking the wisdom that you want to share with them. So wisdom, let's just break this down in case you're not aware of this. So wisdom is, you have gone through an experience, right? Knowledge would be an equation, like 1 + 1 = 2. It's always going to be that way. 1 + 1 will always be 2. Okay? You might not have been wise enough to recognize that at one point when you were a baby, but as you go through experiences, you understand. You're wise. You have the wisdom that, okay, I understand 1 + 1 = 2. And you might see somebody going down that path where it's like 1, oh shoot, there's the plus sign, there's the 1, here comes the equal sign, and I know it's a 2. I know it's a 2 because I'm wise enough to see that that's a 2 that's about to appear on the other end of the equation. So you might want to impart the wisdom on somebody. And again, some people are going to be very, keen to pick up on that and be like, yeah, you're right. I feel what you're sending my way, and I'm going to listen to your wisdom. And then they're going to be a step ahead of the game. Excellent. If you can pick up on that kind of stuff, bam, more power to you. Some people are not going to be that way. It could be that they haven't learned to let go. It might be that the programming in their mind, they haven't let go of some of the programming in their mind. I've covered some of this in my previous talks, how we're biological technology, mind software, body's hardware. So they might have programs in their mind that are running, that are taking them down a path where you're like, dude, I see the 2. I see it. I'm letting you know. But they're like, oh, what do you mean? I got this program running, so I'm just gonna keep going down this way. So it could be that. It could be that they're wiring, right? They're wiring. So wiring would be like your circuits are wired in such a manner in that your astrological energy, you are so prone to go down roads that, you're headed towards that 2 all the time. And even if 1,000 people tell you, yo, look out for that 2. I see the 1, I see the plus sign, I see the 1, I see the equal sign. Like, you're going to that 2. You're wired in such a manner that it's not gonna register. That's the truth of the matter. There are some people that their astrological energy is wired in that manner. So a lot of different factors come into play. But when they're not receptive to it, then that is your chance to let go. It's gonna be hard. You care for the person, you see where they're going, and it's like, dang, I care for you, but I have to let you go. That's hard. That's really hard. But very liberating. It opens you up, so then you don't have to worry about that person. They need to learn what they need to learn. Okay? And what your job is when you come across those experiences is for you to learn. For you to learn how to let go. Okay? Again, it can be very challenging, especially if the person is somebody that's close. It's one thing if it's like Joe Schmo that, you run into every so often, and, you see them, you see the 1 and all that, and you're like, dude, I know you're going to the 2, and I might, be like, yo, I see where you're going, and here's some wisdom real quick, and if they don't accept that, it's like, okay, I don't have that strong of a bond with you that, I really want you, I want to see everyone succeed. Period. I want to see everyone succeed. Anyone that I come in contact, I want you to succeed. But I might, you might be across the planet from me. And it's like, okay, well, I know we're one. I know we're all a reflection of each other, but our energetic bond in this moment, it just isn't that strong that I'm gonna have that difficult a time of being like, okay, well, if you don't want my wisdom, then shucks. Shucks, like go down the road, learn your lesson, do what you gotta do. But if it's somebody that's really close to you, that's gonna be more of a challenge. And then again, that's gonna be your lesson on how to let go. Okay? So start small with it. I brought this up in my yoga classes today. I teach yoga. So this was, like I said, it was coming up. A couple situations came up, this past day. And man, it threw me through a loop, a couple of them, One of them I'm like very aware of, and it's like, it's more on my end. Like it's, like I should be less insistent on, imparting my experiences upon people. So that's more my end. The other one, I just like, I care. I truly care, and I would like to see them be healthy, see them be happy, and I see the two. I see the two. But I brought it in my yoga class, because your yoga practice, that is a time where you can practice. You can practice so much with your yoga practice. Okay? So when you're in that studio space, your studio space is like your training ground. That's where you can get a lot of work done, a lot of, deprogramming, a lot of reprogramming, accessing more light codes, learning higher lessons, tapping into that deep wisdom of the practice. So what I brought up was, maybe your balance is on, maybe it's off in your yoga practice, like either way, let it go. It doesn't matter. You're here practicing, and that is the most important part, right? Like if you're, like I said, like when you're painting that picture of letting go in whatever situation it might be, if you start, practicing that, and you're painting ugly pictures, at least you're painting them. You might not be letting go with the most grace, the most ease in that moment, but at least you're practicing letting go. You're getting the wheels turning, you're getting your traction going, so that, again, on that spiral, the multiverse communicates so much through geometry and so much through nature, okay? You can tap into that hardcore. But the spiral, like you might be at, a lower end of the spiral where you keep, revisiting that lesson over and over and over at such a fast pace because you haven't quite learned the lesson of letting go, and it's you're painting those ugly pictures. You might not even be painting the picture. You might not even be aware that you should be painting those pictures. Again, I'm using painting a picture as an analogy or whatever, but that might be a way that you can release, though. If you do paint, maybe painting is a good way for you to let go. You take that energy from within you. You're like, oh man, like I care about this person so much that I need to release some of it. Like instead of just telling them like, yo, like I see where you're going. Maybe you express that in a different manner, in a more creative manner, rather than like a very direct approach. Maybe you paint that picture and you place it over over there to the side, and you're like, yeah, that's my painting of letting go. They might not recognize that that's the painting of you letting go. Maybe they do. I don't know. But that might be a better approach, a less direct, a less blunt approach to it. Okay? And then that is, again, that's going to give you more grace, more ease as you let go. Life should be flowing. Life should be so much fun. You know? Like that's what it's about. Peace, love, unity, and having fun. Okay? I love you. I love you so much. I love myself. I want myself to succeed. I want you to succeed. As we are one. We're one. Right? I'm you. You're me. We're reflections. So that as you start to, paint your pictures, again, they might not be the prettiest pictures. That's cool. That's totally cool. Again, you are putting it into practice. You're starting your art. Okay? So don't, even if it's very small, like I said with the yoga practice, it might just be, my balance was off today in my yoga practice. I couldn't stand even on 2 feet. I'm going to let that go. I know tomorrow's going to be a better day. If it isn't, whatever. It's a practice. Life is a practice. Right? Life is a practice. And like I said, there's going to be people, there's going to be situations, there's going to be places, whatever it may be, that will enter your life. It is guaranteed. They are going to enter your life for you to learn how to let go. To not attach. Especially the worldly stuff. The worldly stuff. That if you're caught up in the worldly manner, you're gonna have a lot of tests dealing with that. Right? Where it's like, oh, but like, I want this car. I want these shoes. You're gonna have tests on, like, you need to let that stuff go. Emotional stuff. Right? It could be you're in a relationship with somebody. It could be intimate. It could not be intimate. It doesn't matter. But you can be in a relationship with somebody that is, you have a very strong bond with them emotionally. You have a deep love for them. Again, it doesn't have to be intimate. It could just be you have that very deep unconditional love. You're like, man, we've been through so much together, and like we've grown together a lot in so many different forms and fashions and all that goodness. It could be on that level, but maybe you guys on a different level argue all the time. That could be the situation. So, with that, maybe your way of showing them how much you care about them, how much you love them, is to let it go. Let go of whatever you guys talk about that gets you into the argument. If it's just like the whole dynamic of the relationship isn't going down, maybe the best way to show them how much you love them is to let them go. Not just what you talk about or anything like that, but you let them go. And again, in doing so, you are liberating yourself. Truly, you are liberating yourself. You are giving yourself more access to higher vibrational conversations, to higher vibrational relationships that are in the dynamic of the relationship is going to be so much more harmonious. Truly. That's how it is. So think about it. What area do you or may you need to let go in? Is it physical? Do you need to let go of some physical worldly stuff? Is it emotional stuff? Is it spiritual stuff? Is it a person? Is it a place? Is it a situation? What is it? We all have them. You know, and we're all reflections of one another. So I'm just speaking from my heart. You know, that's it. That's legitimately it. I'm going through experiences in my life, so I'm communicating to you what I'm going through. You know? Because on some level, it's going to resonate with you. And if it doesn't, then you're probably not this far into the video. Again, just how it is. You know, and no right or wrong. It's just how it is. Okay? So you want to find that grace, find that ease, find, you know, a little more, if it's a very grand thing that you're letting go, that, like, you know, you've had years of bonding in that relationship or situation or place that you're in or whatever it is, if you have an extremely strong bond with it, then work on things that, you know, open you up more and more to the practice of letting go, the art of letting go. So as you know, approach that grand thing that, you know, is gonna really, really put you through the test, then at least you've, you know, painted a few pictures before getting to that. You've put in the practice, you know? So you're like, okay, like, I know that, you know, this is gonna pop up when, you know, I approach this situation. I know these emotions are gonna come up. I know this, like, worldly situation, you know, like maybe it's, you know, it's, you have a monetary bond towards one another. Again, maybe it's emotions, maybe it's a very deep spiritual connection where you're like, you know, like, I know we're connected on such a deep level, I feel it, you know, like, and when it's gonna come up, then it's gonna stir up all of that, all those memories, all those soul memories, all, you know, that deep energetic connection you have with someone. It's gonna stir all that up. Start practicing, especially if you know specifically what realm you're working with, then practice in that realm, right? Practice in that realm, because, you know, the emotional, physical, and spiritual realms are each gonna handle the practice and art of letting go in their own manner. So maybe you need to practice on a little more gentle of a level, right? It could be, you know, physical stuff. Maybe you donate your clothes that you're no longer using anymore. You get rid of some physical items that you're like, yeah, you know, this is not serving me anymore, so I'm gonna let it go. That's one way to do it. Emotional stuff. Maybe, you know, you have a strong emotional connection. Shoot, maybe you have a strong emotional connection to your clothing. You're like, oh man, like, this shirt reminds me of this person and when we did this. That could be, you know, they can intertwine for sure. So maybe that's it. You know, maybe it's the programming in your mind. Maybe it's, you know, the emotional programming. You know, so when you for an example, if you were dating somebody and you two always went to a specific spot, you know, a specific place, you had that emotional connection to that place. You're like, oh, that's where, you know, me and so used to always go on a date, you know, and when you drive by that place, you know, don't, and especially if you're going through that frictional time, don't resent it, you know, show it some love, and again, practice letting that place that you guys went on a date go. You know, that emotional connection you have to that place. So as you and that partner, or whatever it may be, as that starts to dissolve more and you learn to let that go, then you already have a layer of your emotional connection. It's gone. You've let it go. These are just examples, you know. I don't know your situation, if it's spiritual, okay? Spiritual. So a way that I like to do this, and I'm looking to practice it more in my life, is fasting. Right? So you're giving up the food. You're giving up the physicality of it. You could be an emotional connection too to the food. You know? Like, I know I love fruit. I really love fruit. So maybe it's, letting go of the fruit and the other food for a day to help you, find that release of, of a more spiritual side. Again, these are all just, things that are popping into my mind. Maybe you have a different way of doing it, and that's totally cool. So keep doing your work, little by little. This stuff is not easy to work through, Again, as you practice it more and more, you'll find a little more grace, a little more ease as you move through it. It's still going to be challenges, and that's cool. Because there's always a higher level of learning. Always. Keep that in mind. The spiral is going to go on for forever. So as you flow through, then it's like, okay, you might have a little more time before you reach that point of letting go again. And it'll be a higher lesson of it. And typically, it's going to be more of a spiritual thing. Okay? Because usually as you master, letting go of the physical, letting go of your emotional stuff, the spiritual stuff is going to start to open up for you because you're peeling those layers of the onion away, You're getting deeper to the core of your true essence, which is spirit. You're a spiritual being. Okay? So best luck on your path, on your journey. Again, we're reflections. I want you to succeed. I want myself to succeed. As I succeed, it's going to help reflect to you for you to succeed. And same thing, as you succeed, it's going to help reflect back to me so that I may succeed. We're all one. Okay? I love you so much. Again, best of luck. If you have questions or comments on this, or any of my other videos I've made, you want me to cover a different topic, let me know. Always open to discuss whatever. And yeah, other than that, many blessings to you. Peace.